In this problem, again, rewriting, identifying the conic, rewrite it into standard form, find the center or vertex. This particular equation, I noticed right away, has only one term squared. So I know that it is a parabola. Since it's a parabola, I also kind of want to know which letter is squared. The y is squared. Remember that the format for the parabola has your squared term on the left side. We've got like your y, and that would be minus k, parentheses squared, equals 4p, and then x minus h. This is the standard format if the y is squared. If the h is squared, this right here and this sort of swap places, and then the one with the x would be over here squared, and then the one with the y would be over here, and it would not be squared. So those are the only two choices that you have, and they're on your formula chart. So I'm going to group my y's, my squared term, my y. I'm going to group it, and if it has other terms like this negative 10y, since I have a y squared and a y term, I must complete the square with them. Now with the parabola, that's the only thing that should be on that side. So everything else needs to move to the other side. So this negative 5x, we're going to add 5x to move it to the other side. And this 55, we'll subtract 55 to move it to the other side. So currently on the right side should be 5x minus 55. And then to even out the fact that we're going to complete the square, we need that square also over here. So now let's figure out the left side so that we can figure out what number needs to go in this box, because we can't do anything with the right side until we know that. So completing the square here, it doesn't have a lead coefficient, so that's nice and easy for us, y and y. Half of negative 10 is negative 5. Negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. So in the box is 25. So the left side will be y minus 5. Parentheses squared equals the right side, the 5x is the only x term over there, so that's still there. Negative 55 plus 25 is negative 30. Now the right side is supposed to have 4p and then some parentheses with the x's. So what you always have to do, and it's always the last thing that you're going to do, is you have to factor out the coefficient from the x. And it's always whatever is with the x, the sign and everything. Okay, if this was negative, I'd factor out a negative. So I'm going to factor out 5. So 5x divided by 5 is x. Negative 30 divided by 5 is negative 6. That's where the 4p comes from. In this case, it'd be kind of weird because it's 5, but we could work with it anyhow. But this is the equation that you have for the parabola. And since it's a parabola, it's got a vertex, not a center. And the vertex, the number with the x is negative 6, so that's my h. H would be 6. And the number with the y, this is the k, would be 5. And it would be positive because the formula, it's got a minus. So if it has a minus here, that's a good thing. That means that that will be positive. If it was a positive, I got that from doing minus a negative, and that would be a negative. But we didn't have any of those. So here's my vertex and my equation, and it's a parabola.